I want to tell you a story about one of the best trips I've ever had, one that changed my life. It will be told in 4 parts. Before we begin, let's just get this out of the way. The following footage was captured before the outbreak of the coronavirus. As you can see from this itinerary, the trip started on March 8th, and the coronavirus was not declared a national emergency in the US until March 13th. Okay, let's get started. Let me catch up to speed. So we arrived at the Norwegian cruise ship, and I was blown away by the size of the ship. It was massive. Then we got on board, and while we were waiting for our staterooms to open, we started drinking because why not? And once we started, we did not stop. The drinks there were so good. And for those of you who've never been on a cruise ship before, they have a lot of entertainment options on board. This was a dance show that we went to. And then the next morning we had some delicious breakfast. Look at that. Oh my goodness. And then here's my outfit for the first day. It was super easy to find me on the cruise ship because I was either at the bar, in the hot tub, shout out to Cassidy, or near music. Sweet. Okay, so here we are leaving the cruise ship. We're entering Cozumel, and then we get on a boat to go for a little snorkel trip. Oh yeah. And just wrapping up the first 2 days on the cruise, I found out that there was a club called Bliss on board, and I met a bunch of people there. It was a lot of fun.
We're just beautiful creatures, singing loudly on the floor. We could dance forever until they kick us out the door. All I hear is blah, 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 blah. Followed by the blah, 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 blah. I don't wanna talk, 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 talk. Oh my God, oh my God. know about taking out a queen like me? You've been missing me. You've been missing me. A little did you know.
Honduras might have been my favorite destination because it was such an eye-opening experience for me, and all the people there were so kind and happy. It's such an incredible place, but unfortunately the government is very corrupt there and they have a lot of poverty. It felt so surreal to see police standing in the middle of the street with assault rifles. But we had a really cool tour guide. His name is George Bush. He's in the orange shirt. He showed me these chips. They're plantains and they're really delicious. So George wanted me to show this photo to people back at home because this is actually a soccer net, or the type of soccer net that kids play with in Honduras because they can't afford anything else. And it kind of just paints a picture of how poor this country really is. The kids you're seeing here make a living by going out into the ocean and collecting seashells and then selling them to tourists. The shells are super beautiful, but they sell them for dirt cheap just to afford basic necessities and have a chance at going to school. Say hello. Did you find those yourself?
Yes. In the sea.
One with masks?
Yo le estoy diciendo
You all go together?
Yes. And I could share. If you decide to share, I could share. Usted.
Do you ever find creatures inside of them?
Yes. And then we take them out and then we sell.
What were you told? Nobody.
Is he mad? Is that why he's doing it?
Nope, he wants a treat after all the hard work.
Oh, he wants a treat. What is it mean? Oh, sorry.
Some of these were born here, but
Let me see. He's very nice. He's not in the back. Oh, he's in your back.
Alright.
It's so funny, right? Yeah.
Wow. If you couldn't hear that, that monkey was trying to get into my backpack. Also, another great thing about Honduras is they sell beer for $1 in some places. $1. Spoiler alert, he is going to take that towel off. Yep. So this was a little treat from one of the mornings we had on the cruise ship right before we went into Harvest Cay. Okay, on to Harvest Cay, Belize. This place was probably the most touristy out of all the destinations. but it was still really beautiful. We visited a garden and an animal sanctuary. There was also a really nice beach and pool. Yeah, Cozumel. Last but not least, a really cool destination. We went to Katamaran Mayan ruins. It was so cool to see what has been lasting for thousands of years, hundreds, a long time. It was just a really cool experience to get to walk around these ancient grounds. Afterwards, I tried some tequila. It was the smoothest tequila I've ever tasted. And then we went back to the cruise ship, and I did some activities on the cruise ship. This was a high ropes course, and as you can see, I was scared out of my mind. I was peeing my pants at this moment, and then my dad said, "You need to go out. You have to walk out beyond the freaking course." And I was having a panic attack, and this little kid was doing it before me, and I was really upset with him. And here I am, thinking I'm about to fall off the cruise ship. It was not a fun experience. And there's my mom with some of the lovely crew members, and then here's a bunch of people I met. They were all really cool, and glad I got to meet all of them. And that's the end. So all in all, it was an amazing experience. Highly recommend if you ever get a chance to go on a cruise. I would do it. Just make sure there's no COVID, because that's really sketchy. Okay, bye.